Hello everybody and welcome to WhatCulture Gaming with me, Ash Millman, and he, Josh Brown.
Hiya.
How are you doing, Josh?
I'm doing very well.
It's a fine old Thursday afternoon,
I don't know anymore.
I think it's Thursday, and we have some lovely news for you to follow on from our video the other week about the PS5 perhaps being revealed in February, and we basically had sort of outsider confirmation that this is the case. And Josh, hit us with the story.
Come on, man, because yes, in the video we did the other day, not the other week actually, Ash. That's how fast time flies in the content sphere. We hypothesized that a February date was imminent because that's what the rumors suggested. We knew that PlayStation were holding the Experience PlayStation event throughout February, but now it has essentially been confirmed to the point where, you know, the only thing you could get more reliable than this is Sony actually confirming it, because David Jaffe, who used to be an integral part of the PlayStation family, he worked on games like Twisted Metal and God of War, and has worked with Sony and PlayStation throughout his entire career, always made PlayStation exclusives, was replying to a tweet about E3 on Twitter.com, and essentially just said that, quote, "The PS5 reveal is less than 4 weeks away. Sony knows hardcore gamers are hanging on every scrap of info, and know that just cause Microsoft dominates the conversation at the moment, that's an easy thing to change when they are ready to reveal, assuming the reveal is good," and carried on and said, "I want to say it's the worst kept secret in games right now.
It is now.
A February reveal, just like they did for the PlayStation 4, which is, may I add, exactly what I said in the last video, Ash, and I was battered down for being a conspiracy theorist and putting too many things on the wall."
You were. I batted it away because I thought it was ludicrous, but now bloody David Jaffe's come along and said, "No, actually, Ash, you moron,
it's
Josh
happening."
was right." Which I think, you know what, everything I said the other day, I was like, maybe it won't be this, maybe it couldn't be this, it seems a bit soon, I think they'd want to capitalise it on further down the line, this, that and the other. Fair play, they've got a nice big event.
It's now we can at least sort of, you know, look forward to it happening. When they're actually going to announce that it's going ahead, I have no idea. You would presume imminently, if David Jaffe is talking about it, in kind of, now we can start speculating as to what we want to see and how we want to, you know, I don't know, essentially see Sony in and like usher in the next generation, because they were the first to jump in 2013. They came out first, they revealed the PlayStation 4, and I remember at the time thinking, this looks pretty good, but I want to see what Microsoft have, because I owned a 360 at the time. And then Microsoft completely dropped the ball, in my opinion, and I thought, oh, this will have to do. And I wonder if Sony, as the market leader going into the next gen, are going to kind of rest on their laurels or have something, you know, some surprises in there, some interesting things to say, really, you know, knock the ball out of the park, as well.
Knock the ball out of the park.
Knock it, just knock it. I'm not very good at sports or sports analogies, it seems,
just
so
gonna pat it out
bear
of the
with me, please. Score a touchdown and a home run.
Slam dunk. No, I think Sony are going to have something interesting to show us, because of course it's going to be interesting. Xbox seems to be leaning down the whole PC merging sort of route, because I know Rich was talking the other day about Xbox and PC being a lot closer together than they were before, and the sort of hardware that it's got going on inside it, yada yada yada. I say that because I don't know other PC words, so I'm like, etc.
Yada yada yada.
But I think that they're leaning more down that route, whereas it seems PlayStation is going to be more of a solid gaming console. We are the kings of the console, and that's what they're going to double down on, which I'd like to see. I think someone needs to be the gaming console. I think the Switch is the handheld console. Nintendo have handheld like marketed off. Xbox are going down this home entertainment system. I think they're very much like when I use Xbox, I use it for like my Netflix, Sky, all that sort of thing. It's great having it as a home entertainment piece that also does gaming and legacy with Game Pass and all that sort of thing. So having Sony as like the cutting edge, this is about gaming, we're all about exclusive releases, we're about the future and pushing forward, all that sort of thing, I think is a nice way of cornering their market and making their name with all this sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they did with the PlayStation 4, essentially. The selling point of that console was the for the players thing. It was sold as a games console first and an entertainment box second, which is why we've got barely any apps on there, which is a frustration 7 years down the line, but I digress. I do think it's going to be more of the same. Everything they've talked about, we've mentioned this in other videos, has been about smoothing the transition period out and making a continuity between the console we have now and the PlayStation 5. So I do think that, although it's still exciting, I'm not sure if they're going to have many big surprises when it comes to the hardware front. I'm sure they'll have some interesting game announcements, which we're going to get to in a second, but I think it will essentially be pitched as the PlayStation 4 2, which sounds quite reductive.
It's a PlayStation 2
2, 4, yeah, something like that.
PlayStation 5, some might say.
I think, we joke, but that's exactly what they're going to do. The game we're alluding to is a new God of War, because earlier today a screen cap was posted from the narrative motion capture director, who is essentially saying it's really fun to be back in the suit. So it seems like things are gearing up there, and we know that God of War 2 has to be in development because the entire team didn't work on DLC because they wanted to get straight into the next game. I think director Cory Barlog even said that fans shouldn't expect to wait as long as they did for the last God of War, which took about 5 years to create, because that was essentially a ground-up reboot, especially when it came to the gameplay and setting, even though Kratos obviously carried over between different franchises. So it's already been in development now for coming up on 2 years, presumably if they started straight away after the last God of War.
They did.
And that would be such a killer, maybe not even a launch game, but to reveal that alongside the PlayStation 5, I think would get people like me and you very interested and eager for the next console.
Froth at the mouth.
Please don't do that.
And eyes, the visual satisfaction.
Then you couldn't even see it.
I know, but it would be so good. I'd be so excited for it. I think that is the perfect way of doing it, saying it's not going to come out as a launch title, so they can have their time to finish it up, maybe a year in. I'd wait another year in for it to happen. And then have it, here it's coming, here's Ragnarok, whoa, watch out. Pew.
And I think that's definitely locked in for a reveal. Like you said, I don't think it's going to be a launch game because it's only been in development 2 years. You'd expect at least 3 to 4, I would say, for a game of that size. But
didn't Cory Barlog say 3 years-ish? Or it would take less than 5 years?
Less than 5 years at least. However, Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I've been banging this drum for about 4 months, right? Because I'm certain
banging
the drum because I'm certain this game is absolutely coming out at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Ash, I was right about the PlayStation 5 reveal.
You were right.
Is all I'm saying. I have the credentials, apparently, or at least I'm going to pretend I do for the next 5 minutes while I explain why Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is happening. It's because we know they were working on at least a trailer about 4 months ago, just before Christmas.
Yes.
That was presumed to be a cinematic, launch trailer to reveal alongside the PlayStation 5 in February. That game came out almost 3 years ago at this point.
Almost.
Which would make it 3.5 years by the time the PlayStation 5 hit in holiday 2020. And all I'm saying is, 3.5 years is a long time. That's enough time to make a game of Horizon Zero Dawn's caliber. Are we going to see this? I know you've recently just finished the original title.
I just platinumed it, actually. I got my little platinum.
Impressive.
I'm going to do Frozen Wilds right now. But no, imagine, they're absolutely... I think that they would just blow Microsoft out the water if they opened with Horizon Zero Dawn. Because Halo's all good and everything, but who cares anymore?
That is absolutely brutal to say in this video.
I know. People do love Halo, and Halo is a great franchise, but I feel like it's the new things that are coming out and the new things that PlayStation are doing are just constantly one-upping what Xbox have done with their exclusive titles, and I think Horizon Zero Dawn 2 would be the perfect thing for them to launch with. I really hope that's true. I'm not going to poo-poo this one because I really just hope it's true. 3.5 years is the right amount of time for it. Even if not, I think having that as like their big boom, here's another thing. If it's God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn, they say, okay, PlayStation 5 is coming, here's your launch title.
I don't see why both couldn't be out of the question, even if we do just get a logo or a launch thing. Because then you've got this sort of, established PlayStation franchise in God of War, even though it has changed, and then you've got this new IP, which is, in my opinion, perhaps the most significant new IP Sony published last year, with the exception of maybe Spider-Man, but that's based on another property. Horizon was this new brand that they could, capitalize on in the future. It gave us a new hero in Aloy. It gave us this new world for PlayStation fans to hopefully explore for the next generation going forward, and to have that alongside something that has such heritage and such a legacy of God of War. For me, all you really need, if you have those two games, you can have anything else, because that would sell me on the PlayStation 5.
And you've got, obviously, Last of Us 2 is out on this generation, but you imagine it's going to come out like for the PlayStation 5 as well. So you've got all their families all there, is what I'm saying, in the same sort of time. This year is going to be a big year of releases and announcements, and it would just be very exciting to have those two as the release or launch titles.
Because those are the games that we were expecting, but I wonder what other perhaps already announced games or games that have been rumoured, like the new Batman title, for instance. Could those essentially be either cross-gen releases? I wonder what games that we're going to see, release on both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5, because that's what they're going to be big on. We already know that backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 4 is confirmed, so I imagine that a lot of the games we do see, with the exception of these big first-party titles, because we also know that the PlayStation 5 will have exclusive games at launch, will be cross-platform. I imagine we might hear a hint of, Call of Duty or Batman, like I said. I don't know. I'm getting really excited.
Court of Owls.
I just need that game to exist. I'm sure Ewan does, I'm sure Scott does, I'm sure everyone in this office is sick of hearing about it and talking about rumours.
Oh man.
Just confirm it, please, Sony.
The drip feeding is good though. Even me, as not a big Arkham Batman fan, I'm like, ooh, is it the Court of Owls? Do I know all these things about this franchise? I think I do. I think I've just read all of the Wikipedia pages. I think I am. So I'd be very excited to see that come out as well. But there's so many excellent choices that come out with the PlayStation 5, but we know 4 weeks time we're going to be seeing what it actually looks like and what's going on with it, which is the most exciting part of all.
Maybe even less, which is the exciting part.
Yeah, maybe even less. Thank you, David Jaffe. Jaffe. Thank you, David Jaffe. You are a star. So that's been our little news on the PlayStation 5. What do you think about it? Do you think it's coming soon? Are you excited for it? What titles do you want to see at launch? Is it God of War? Is it Horizon Zero Dawn? You've got to vote between the two, actually. I'm going to make you vote between the two. And you can talk to us on Twitter as well if you want to talk about these titles, you want to talk about anything else, just anything at all, please talk to us. We're lonely.
Especially David Jaffe.
Especially David Jaffe. You can follow Josh at
Josh Broom with 2 O's.
And you can follow me at Ash Millman. And this has been WhatCulture Gaming. We're in WhatCulture and we'll see you again soon.
Bye. We are definitely in WhatCulture.
Yes, we are not androids. Because I speak properly.